Have you ever noticed that the way you speak to yourself determines the reality you live in? The words you whisper in your mind shape your confidence, influence your decisions, and even dictate how others perceive you. Stoic philosophers understood this deeply. They knew that self-dialogue is the foundation of a strong and resilient mind. If you master how you talk to yourself, you can attract confidence, success, and even the right people into your life. In this video, we'll explore the powerful ways you should speak to yourself to attract everything you want. But before we dive in, don't forget to like and subscribe to support our journey and stay until the end, because every insight will help you transform your mindset. Number 1, the language of power. Most people wait until they achieve something before they allow themselves to feel accomplished. But what if you started speaking to yourself as if you already were the person you aspire to be? Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, constantly reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Instead of saying, "I am trying to be confident," say, "I am confident." Instead of, "I hope I become successful," say, "I am building success every day." The subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between reality and what you repeatedly tell it. Speak in the present tense, and your actions will follow. Athletes use this technique all the time. Muhammad Ali famously declared, "I am the greatest," long before he ever won a championship. His self-dialogue shaped his reality. If you constantly remind yourself that you're disciplined, resilient, and capable, your mind will adjust to align with these truths. This shift changes how you carry yourself, how others see you, and ultimately, what you attract into your life. Imagine two people preparing for an interview. One says, "I hope they like me. I'll try my best." The other says, "I bring value wherever I go. I will make a strong impression." Which one do you think has the better chance of success? Your words define your presence, and your presence defines your opportunities. Number 2, speak with gratitude. A mind that constantly complains repels abundance, while a mind that speaks gratitude attracts more reasons to be grateful. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he is not, but rejoices for those which he has." Instead of saying, "I wish I had more money," say, "I am grateful for what I have, and I am open to more opportunities." Instead of, "I hate my job," say, "I am thankful for the experience this job gives me while I work toward my next step." Science backs this up. Studies show that people who practice gratitude daily experience higher levels of happiness and success. Their mindset attracts better relationships, better health, and even better financial opportunities. When you speak to yourself in a way that acknowledges your blessings, your focus shifts from lack to abundance, and your energy invites more of the good into your life. Consider someone who always complains about their partner versus someone who constantly appreciates their partner's efforts. Which relationship do you think thrives? The one filled with words of gratitude. This principle applies to everything: your career, your friendships, your goals. Speak appreciation into your life and watch how much more you attract. Number 3, speak with resilience. Life will test you. Challenges will come. But what you say to yourself in these moments determines whether you rise or break. Stoicism teaches us that adversity is not the enemy. It is the path. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." Instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" say, "This is happening for me." Instead of, "I can't do this," say, "I will figure this out." Successful people reframe obstacles as opportunities. Thomas Edison, when asked about his failures in inventing the light bulb, said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That mindset is what led to one of the greatest inventions in history. If he had spoken to himself with self-doubt, he would have given up. Imagine two entrepreneurs facing failure. One says, "Maybe I'm not meant for this," while the other says, "This is teaching me something valuable. I will adapt." The one who sees failure as feedback will inevitably succeed. Speak resilience into your mind, and you will attract success no matter what comes your way. Number 4. Speak to yourself with self-respect. People treat you the way you allow them to, and that starts with how you treat yourself. If your self-talk is full of self-criticism, you invite others to treat you the same way. But if you speak to yourself with dignity and respect, the world will mirror that. The Stoics were firm in their belief that self-respect is the foundation of a strong life. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? Epictetus asked, think about someone who constantly says, I'm so stupid versus someone who says, I am learning and improving every day. The first person weakens their self-image, while the second reinforces confidence. When you speak to yourself with self-worth, you carry yourself differently. You walk into rooms with presence. You make better decisions about relationships, work, and opportunities. A real-life example is Oprah Winfrey. She came from a background of struggle, but she never spoke to herself as a victim. She constantly reinforced her self-worth through the words she used. And today, she is one of the most respected figures in the world. You must be your own greatest supporter because the world takes its cues from you. Number 5. Speak in possibilities, not limitations. What you believe is possible for yourself determines what you attempt and achieve. If you constantly say, that's impossible for me, your brain won't even try. But if you tell yourself, anything I want is within my reach with effort and time, your actions will align with that belief. Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Many people never reach their potential because they box themselves in with limiting beliefs. Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Speak to yourself with the language of possibilities. Instead of, I'm too old to start, say, people have started later than me and succeeded. Instead of, I don't have the skills, say, I can learn anything I commit to. Look at Colonel Sanders. He started KFC at age 65. If he had told himself he was too old, he wouldn't have built a global empire. Look at people who switch careers, build new skills, and reinvent their lives. The only difference between them and those who stay stuck is the way they speak to themselves. Number 6, speak to yourself with patience. One of the biggest reasons people fail is because they expect instant results. The moment things take longer than expected, they start doubting themselves. But the greatest minds in history understood that patience is a form of power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, no great thing is created suddenly. Instead of saying, why isn't it happening yet? Say, I trust the process and I'm growing every day. Instead of, I'll never get there, say, every step forward is a step closer. Look at the bamboo tree. For years, it grows underground where no one can see it. Then suddenly, in just a few weeks, it shoots up to incredible heights. The growth was happening all along, but it was invisible. Your efforts work the same way. When you speak to yourself with patience, you remain calm and consistent instead of giving up too soon. Consider the difference between someone who rushes results versus someone who trusts their progress. The first person jumps from one thing to another, never sticking long enough to succeed. The second person keeps watering their efforts, knowing that breakthroughs take time. The way you speak about your journey determines whether you endure long enough to see success. Number 7, speak to yourself as a problem solver, not a victim. Life is unpredictable. Challenges come without warning. But the way you talk to yourself determines whether you take control or let problems control you. Stoicism teaches that you are never a victim. Your power lies in how you respond. Instead of saying, this is unfair, say, how can I adapt and overcome? Instead of, I'm stuck, say, there's always a way forward. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, wrote in Man's Search for Meaning that even in the worst circumstances, we have the power to choose our response. The people who survived the hardest conditions weren't necessarily the strongest physically, but those who refuse to see themselves as powerless. The same principle applies to your life. No matter what happens, speak to yourself like someone who finds solutions, not excuses. Think about two people who lose their job. One says, "I'll never recover from this." The other says, "This is a chance to reinvent myself." The first person stays stuck while the second finds better opportunities. The words you use shape how you experience hardship and in turn, what you attract. Number 8, speak to yourself with courage. Fear is what holds most people back from the life they want. But fear only has power if you believe it. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Instead of saying, "What if I fail?" say, "What if I succeed?" Instead of "I'm scared to try," say, "I have nothing to lose and everything to gain." Fear kept countless people from opportunities they were fully capable of handling. The ones who succeeded weren't the ones without fear, but the ones who acted despite it. Jeff Bezos, before starting Amazon, asked himself, "When I'm 80, will I regret not trying?" That single question changed his life. What if you spoke to yourself with the same courage? Imagine someone afraid to start a business, speak up at a meeting, or take a new path. If they constantly tell themselves they aren't ready, they never take action. But if they remind themselves that every successful person started with doubt, they step forward despite the fear. The way you speak to yourself in moments of hesitation determines whether you stay where you are or grow into something greater. Number 9, speak to yourself with high standards. The way you allow yourself to think and speak reflects the standards you set for your life. If you tolerate mediocrity in your thoughts, you'll tolerate it in your actions. Instead of saying, "This is good enough," say, "I demand more from myself." Instead of "It doesn't matter," say, "Everything I do reflects who I am." Think of someone like Steve Jobs. His standard for excellence shaped everything he built. He refused to accept good enough in his work, and that mindset created Apple. The same principle applies to you. If you speak to yourself with high standards, you will naturally attract high-quality results in everything you do. Look at two people training for a marathon. One says, "I'll just do the bare minimum." The other says, "I will push myself beyond my limits." Which one reaches their full potential? The second person, because their words shape their actions. If you start treating yourself as someone who demands greatness, life will mirror that expectation back to you. Number 10, speak to yourself with faith in the future. Many people sabotage their own success because they assume things will go wrong. But if you speak as if your future is bright, you start making choices that align with that vision. Marcus Aurelius said, "Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them." Instead of saying, "Things never work out for me," say, "Everything is always working in my favor." Instead of "I'll probably fail," say, "I will learn, grow, and win." Oprah Winfrey often talks about how she always believed something bigger was coming for her. Even when she had nothing, she spoke with faith. That belief shaped her actions, and her actions shaped her reality. If you constantly tell yourself that your future is filled with opportunities, your mind starts seeking ways to make that true. Consider two people facing a setback. One says, "This is proof that I'll never succeed." The other says, "This is just part of my journey, and better things are coming." The first person quits, while the second stays in the game long enough to win. Your expectations create your reality. Speak to yourself as if your future is filled with success, and you will attract it. Your words are the most powerful force in your life. They shape your mind, your confidence, and what you attract into your reality. Speak to yourself as if you are already the person you want to become. Speak with gratitude, patience, courage, and high standards. Train your mind to expect the best, and your life will rise to meet those expectations. Which of these principles resonated with you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you found value in this, don't forget to like and subscribe to help our journey. See you in the next video.